Hey everybody, it's Goblin and welcome back to some more Magic Arena. Today we're going to be playing another premiere draft of Secrets of Strixhaven, but there is some added spice here. We are in the Alchemy queues now, where they've added one exclusive to Magic Arena Alchemy card in every single pack that has interesting digital mechanics that you can't do in paper, like the Scalar Scholar. Green and a blue for a 2/2 with increment. That's all normal so far. That just means it's going to get a +1/+1 counter every time you cast a larger spell. But it also says that when it enters, each card you own with X in its mana cost perpetually costs one less to cast. So everything in your whole deck that has X in its cost now costs one less to cast. So pretty cute card, pretty cool card. I feel like a group project is probably the best pack one pick one here. It's most flexible in terms of colors. You can get two creatures off the one spell. But even that is not a particularly strong pack one pick one. So I'm just going to go ahead and scoop up the Alchemy card here. Give us a little bit more opportunities to potentially play with some of the new cards we've never seen before. What's the Alchemy card out of this pack? Crescendo Conductor. 2 mana for a 2/2 reach, already fine. Whenever you conjure one or more cards, it becomes prepared. So every time you conjure one or more cards, you can then spend a red to deal 3 to each opponent. That's going to be pretty hard to draft around because there's only one Alchemy card in every pack, and conjuring a card is something you only do with Alchemy cards. So there's just not going to be a lot of cards that work with the Crescendo Conductor at all. So I don't even think there's really a slight chance we end up playing that. So we have a bunch of solid cards from the main set. Essence Scatter and Unsettled Mockery for efficient interaction that's monocolored. Proctor's Gaze if we want to just tie ourselves to Scalar Scholar immediately. Tragedy Feaster's decent in Witherbloom when you can keep gaining the life, but if you can't gain life, that's a really hefty cost to keep sacking a card. And Magma Blood Archaic has honestly not been nearly as powerful as it looks. I'm not that excited about that. So yeah, just 1 mana removal spells really I think are the best cards here. But I'm going to take a Proctor's Gaze here and see if we can do some Scalar Scholar stuff, if nothing else. Pick number 3, it looks like that is not going to work out. There are no Alchemy cards in this pack, and the green and the blue are pretty bad, so we have to kind of move off color to a different archetype potentially. I'm just going to grab a Braid for the most efficient removal, the best off-color card. Pick number 4, hey, there's an Alchemy card, Suvril Patient Antiquarian. A red and a white for a 2/3 with Vigilance. You can tap it to put 2 time counters on a non-land card in exile that was put there from your graveyard this turn. If it doesn't have Suspend, it gains Suspend. So whenever you flash back a card, you can then suspend it from exile as well. It also works with the cards that exile something from a grave every turn. Cute card, cool card. I'll take it for another chance to potentially play an Alchemy card if we go in the red direction instead with Lorehold with a Braid here. When I'm in these Alchemy drafts, because they're only on Arena for like a week, I do kind of throw the draft a little bit. I do force some Alchemy cards so we can play with some of the new stuff. I don't think that Scalar Scholar or Suver will probably the best pick out either of these packs. Although, again, this pack's not that good, but Run Behind is probably the best pick here. All right, pick number 5, no Alchemy here. We've got a Molten Notes for the Lorehold deck that also synergizes with Suvril. When we flash it back, we can cast it again, suspending it, which is pretty sick. I like the Molten Note here. Maelstrom Artisan's fine as well. There have ended up being a lot of really powerful 4 and 5 color decks, so you are going to run up into matchups where your opponents have non-basics. Very good in a matchup where your opponent has a non-basic. Very mediocre in one where they don't, because it's a 3 mana card that trades down into 2 mana creatures in the wrong matchup, but in the right matchup, get a creature and blow up one of their lands is pretty sweet. That said, I am going to take the Molten Note and make sure we have at least a little synergy for the Suvril if that is the direction that we end up going. And for pick number 6, we see another synergy piece for Suvril. The Ascendant Dust Speaker can keep exiling cards from our graveyard, and then we can suspend them. So that can get us casting some cards that don't even have flashback with him. Pick 7. Wow, even if I'm a dedicated Lorehold deck, Stress Stream's a very strong card, so I'd splash that in for sure. Primary Research can be decent as well when you are really focused on cards leaving the graveyard every turn. This could turn into a card draw engine. We do have Dust Speaker, and we're already trying to get other cards like to work with the Suvril. So Primary Research would probably be okay in this deck, but Stress Stream's a really excellent removal spell, so I'm going to take that here and see if we can't find a way to get that splash in. Pick number 8. Some decent blue cards again. Proctor's Gaze, Disdainful Stroke. Then Hydro Channel and Quick Study are behind those. It's also Honor the Past. It's interesting, but probably pretty bad. I mean, you just reanimate a creature as an artifact instead of a creature. So you have to have a creature with really good abilities for it to be worth it. Even then, it's kind of narrow for draft purposes. No matter what I take here, it's going to be something off the splash. So I'm just going to take another Proctor's Gaze. Maybe we'll open up some insane Quandrix Mythic next pack and just become that deck instead of this weird Lorehold build we're working on. This is an easy Johnny's response. Here's a red-white dual land or an Unsubtle Mockery. Wow, really good pack. There's a late Essence Scatter too. Jeez. Got a Molten Note and a Johnny's response no matter what. Oh, and a Braid. Yeah, we've got a good chunk of removal for this early in the draft. We can take the red-white duel, and the red-white duel can help us splash other colors by allowing us to have more sources of our main two colors without having to play more lands. I don't know if that made sense. Basically, we can be on a 9-8 split off of 16 lands only instead of 17 lands, which means that our 17th land would be opened up to be an island while still having just as good mana in our first two colors. Okay. Oh, we willed the Artisan. Well, could be good in the right matchup. The other problem with it is you do need to make sure your mana base is pretty good. It is a double red card on turn 3. It's pretty early to be that color restrictive. Oh, no. There's nothing much in Lorehold here, but I would really like to play this green card. Variable Solutions is a really fun one because you could spit out a random creature with mana value X. Yeah, if X is 3 or more, you get a random creature. At whatever mana cost you chose, you get to do the Momir thing, and I love Momir. We got double Proctor's Gaze for fixing the Scalar Scholar, even makes it cost less. If I'm only trying to win this draft, I'm likely supposed to stick to our Lorehold deck, but man, oh man, is the Teamer X mana spell deck looking fun. I'm going to grab this Variable Solutions and see if we can get there. There's the Geometer's Arthropod, which is another card that cares about the X mana spells. There was one in that pack as well. So whenever you cast an X mana spell, you also look at the top 4, put one in your hand, rest in the bottom. Or not top 4, top X. I don't know why I thought it was top 4. But that's going to be good if we're already drafting X mana spells highly for the Scalar Scholar. The other thing that would be good is another Stress Stream if we're splashing the blue. I'm going to take Arthropod. I'm going to lock in on X mana spells. As the deck, there's a Pensive Professor. Jesus, okay. Just keep drawing cards every time we cast anything. Don't mind if I do. No, when I said splash blue, I meant splash red. My brain is defunct right now. It is not working. Resonating Loot. Hello there. Resonating Loot is less good off the splash than it is as a card in your main colors. It's still pretty spicy if we're drafting a bunch of X mana spells, though. I'm still going to take it. Speaking of X mana spells, here we go. Big old X mana draw spell. Draw a bunch of cards, put some out for free. Perfect with what we're doing right now. There is an Alchemy card here, but it's that Crescendo Conductor thing that doesn't really do anything unless you're conjuring cards, which isn't something you're doing often. Essence Scatter is a pretty safe pick to help defend ourselves, which we're not doing very well right now, but too bad. Gotta take the big rare X mana spells when I can. We are really doing that. I'm gonna take Terramorphic Expanse here. Sonar is an option too, but Sonar is much better when you're Prismari at the core, and I'm pretty sure we're Quandrix at the core, so Sonar is going to be kind of off the splash, the red being the splashed in color. So we're not going to have Sonar out till later after we've already casted a bunch of instant sorceries, so we'll get less treasures out of Sonar. Pick 7, there's another X mana spell, Terrafractal, which works with the Scalar Scholar. It works with the Geometer's Arthropod. Yep, take that over splashing in a Heated Argument. Pick number 8. This will be a good deck for Page, because we're trying to get to pretty high mana values. Muse Seeker's okay as well, doing some digging, but I'll take a Page. Pick 9, another Terrafractal. Tam's an okay draw spell. We don't have a lot of chunky creatures until super, super late, so this is not a good Barrage deck. I'm just going to take another Terrafractal. Somebody took the other arthropod, which is awkward. That means we're fighting each other for X mana spells. But we've already got 4 of them, 2 of which are rares. So we'll be okay. It's a Hydro Channeler to help with the splashed in red instants and sorceries. Tabulator, concoctor? I can't speak. Tabulator or concoctor? I kind of agree with that. I think I just want... Well, no, I've got the X mana spells at the top. I don't need a Chungus. Draw a spell with a quick study. That is a super late Essence Scatter. I'm very happy to see that. Landscape Painter, and what do you hold for us, Pack 3? Double red's a little tough. Double red's a little tough. But Spider Technique is very strong. It's probably worth it over Matter Bending Mage, which is also very good. Strixhaven Sky Coach for the fixing is also pretty sick. We're not doing great on fixing. This is close. These are 3 really good cards. I'm actually just going to go for the fixing here. Make sure we are casting these red spells when we need them. Come on in, Sky Coach. Oh, I do have double Proctor's Gaze. I forgot about that. Well, now our fixing is excellent. Quandrix Charm. Easy pick. I don't think I have a lot of wizards for Mana Sculpt. I have 5 wizards. Never mind. Sure. Mana Sculpt up front is not even that bad in this set, because there's a lot of really slow decks that are playing massive late game spells. So even without the mana drain part of it, it can do some okay things in some matchups. Infirmary Healer does cast an X mana spell off of Stream of Life, but that doesn't... It triggers the Arthropod. It doesn't work with Scalar Scholar, though. Still take it. Over Embrace the Paradox. Sure. Infirmary Healer. There's another Terrafractal. Join us. Paradox Surveyor can draw these X mana spells or land when we need them. Beautiful. Another Scalar Scholar. Let's go. All 5 of our X mana spells, are going to get cost reduced whenever we play any of these. Let's go. This is going to be a fun deck. Goofy one. Might even play... honestly, now that we're on like double Scholar too, I might even play Procrastinate. Which is not a very good card. Let's do it. All in. Fractalize. And that'll be the deck. We get to cut a few cards here. Landscape Painter, maybe the Hydro Channeler. Do we think our mana's good enough for that at this point? Tabulator is a wizard, which does interest me a little bit. Drop the quick studies. I'll definitely play Newt over Page, at the very least. Newt is like a strictly better page. Okay, Hydro Channeler is a wizard. So now it's kind of dual purpose. I'll probably leave it in. Maybe cut the tabulators. Do I have to cut this Resonating Loot? I only have 3 X mana instants for sorceries. I guess I have 4, but one of them is Procrastinate, and it doesn't really matter how much you cast that for. Honestly, most of our biggest X mana cards are these Terrafractals. We've got our 1 variable solutions. Yeah, I don't know if we're really playing the loot. Like, by the time that we have red mana, we don't need it for the fixing to cast a Braid or Stress Stream or something, which means what is it really doing with its double mana? It's casting Procrastinate, variable solutions, and Mind into Matter. So there's kind of like 2 cards it's really working with. So I'll drop the loot. And then this looks pretty good. I guess I could cast a Fractalize too, but again. Combat tricky thing. Don't think that really matters. Yeah, this looks good to me. Let's double check that mana. We've got 18 blue cards, 14 green, 2 red. We've got the Sky Coach and the Terramorphic to grab our mountains. Looks good to me. 7/7/2. Call it a deck here. Hop into the... Well... Let's go 1 mountain. Let's go 1 mountain. 1 more island. Now we'll call it a deck here. Hop into the gameplay. See how far this one can take us. All right, here we are on the draw for game number 1. We've got the Scalar Scholar to start us off here. Make all our X mana spells cheaper. And that'll get us incrementing and buffing that thing up every time we cast something that costs more. Opponents on Witherbloom with the Diary of Dreams. People be cooking in the Alchemy queues. There's the Bitter Triumph to reduce that and get towards drawing those cards. This bounces any non-land permanent? Yes, perfect. So our Proctor's Gaze is going to get rid of some of the counters on the Diary of Dreams and slow it down. That will be the plan. We obviously don't really want to cast an X... Oh! We obviously don't really want to cast an X mana spell until we have a bunch of mana, so ramping next turn seems good. Ral's honestly not that scary. We'll be fine. Ooh, we could play another Scalar Scholar before we play any X spells still. Alright, well, Banemaker's going to kill our Surveyor, and then they can just reanimate the Banemaker. Burrog Banemaker's really good with Ral, actually. It's kind of nasty. Well, I'll just go for the Scholar now, then. It's like attack Ral and have the -2 is quite bad. Hopefully they've got enough cards that they're not going to activate Diary this turn either. Even if I wanted to Proctor's Gaze Banemaker, I wouldn't be hitting Ral for lethal, but by putting these extra creatures out, now I have the opportunity to gaze back the Banemaker and kill Ral this turn. And that looks like it is going to be the play. Here's how we kill Ral. Two, 3, 4, 5. And 3 to face.
Future generations are hopeless.
Orisa for the draw 2. Pretty sick. I forgot we were running a mountain in here. Why did I tutor out another forest? I guess because I just literally wasn't seeing the lands. Out of sight, out of mind. All right, X equals 7. We're still in a really good spot. Yeah, they're going to scoop anyway. That was embarrassing, though. I forgot we've got a mountain in here. We've got 2 red spells. In the future, let's tutor for those red sources, shall we? Either way, great work from our little frogs, making our gigantic Terrafractal in the end game. And that prompts the concession. That's 1-0 heading to game 2. I guess they're not frogs, though. They're Scalar Scholars. Frogs don't have scales, do they? That's like a lizard thing. Frogs are like moist. All right, here we are on the draw for game number 2 with a very nice opening hand. Paradox Surveyor and Pensive Professor. It's a Terrafractal too, but this deck I really want to just dump a bajillion mana into that card super late. We've got that mountain in the opening hand, so I can't possibly mess that up. Playing against Silver Quill. Scary matchup. Silver Quill, one of the most aggressive decks, and our deck is a slow one. Great top deck. We got a Scalar Scholar to play turn 2 now. It is indeed... Oh, a Salamander. I thought Salamanders were amphibians too. I don't think Salamanders have scales. I guess I'm wrong. Googled it. Salamanders don't have scales. Magic Arena is wrong. I guess they mean scalar as in it like scales up, but then it's not a pun because it doesn't also have scales. I don't think I'm going to play Pensive Professor. Obviously, if they don't have a removal spell in hand, then playing the Pensive Professor here is like sick. But They're a Silver Quill deck where basically every non-creature card in their whole deck is going to be something that targets a creature for repartee triggers, and most of them get by just playing like 7 removal spells. Like, our Scalar Scholar already getting bigger and bigger is going to prompt removal, and especially these Terrafractals, so I think we can try to wait until at least we're casting another spell the same turn that we play the Professor. I really don't want to end up running it out and having it get killed before it even draws a card. That's pretty awful. They have the Render Speechless anyway. To be fair, though, I would be willing to bet that they have a removal spell in there, too. They just had both, so they'd get it either way. Okay, cost 1 less, so X is 3. It's not big enough to get through the stupid chunky Abigail. She thick. Just wait. Yeah, if they're not going to be attacking me, I guess we can just wait and spend more on X. Got the red source down to kill another creature if they play a different one. Yep, see, they had both. There's the Feed the Swarm. They're going to be so exalted. Exalted means whenever a creature attacks alone, it gets +1/+1. It's a mechanic we haven't had in a set in a little bit. But they get funky with the alchemy stuff. Yep. Wow, this card is really stupid. Because next time they target a creature, they get 3 more Exalteds to play onto the board. Yeah, that is a nightmare. It's gonna be close, but I'm pretty sure they outrace us with Bajillion Exalted, especially if they have another removal spell. Oh boy. Oh boy. I feel like this is also just a really bad matchup for our colors. If we were like black or white where we could just destroy target creature, period, we'd have a much better time here. Because they've only played 1 creature, it's just too big for our deal 3. They are 2 damage from dead. Oh! I forgot we have bounce spells and this color pair. It's actually a great matchup. We're so fine. We're so fine. I'm going to do this before they untap. They could technically have a remand or something from the bonus sheet. It's not super likely, but it's possible. They're dead. Did I accidentally tap out a red? Apparently I accidentally tapped out a red. Doesn't matter. Oh my god, I cannot believe that. That was such a good draw. I was talking, literally just as I was saying, we don't have any way to deal with a super chunky creature. There it is, our bounce spell. And we are 2-0? There was a game before that, right? Am I making up a game? Yeah, there was a game before that. We're 2-0 heading into game 3. Here we are for game number 3. This hand dies to Silverquill and Lorehold, even if it hits green. Because then it doesn't do anything till turn 4 with the Proctor's Gaze. Good matchup against slow decks if it hits the right color, but that's, again, if it hits the right color. Like, it has to be a decent matchup for the hand, and we have to draw into the right color, so I think we have to just mulligan this. There we go. That's much more reasonable. Plus, I can just play, like, 2 Scalar Scholars in a row and then draw any X mana spell and go crazy. Sounds fun to me. Yes. Terrafractal. Uh-oh. Well, that's awful. They play another flyer every single turn. That's gonna kill me dead. It's Storm Crows too. Most busted creature ever printed. Power creep is insane, dude. Just get a Storm Crow every turn. That's a very good draw. Now they have to have removal to get another Storm Crow. Ooh. Terrafractals. Hopefully if they have removal, at least it costs more than 2. Why do I open my mouth? The Storm Crows arise. Oh my god, it has Storm too? Oh, sweet Jesus, dude. That's actually nutty. If I play a Terrafractal, they play 1 removal spell and I'm daubers. So I'm just gonna bounce it. No preparation this turn. Yeah, it doesn't enter prepared. Mares of Conflict. If they triple spell, they have a Lightning Bolt. Down to 12. Okay, they're setting up for a triple spell in the future, I guess. I think I need to Terrafractal for 4. I don't have double blue, so I can't like Scholar plus. Maybe this was my opportunity to actually grab the island instead of the mountain. Have I punted with Proctor's Gaze twice today already? Yeah, I think we run out the Fractal and send in the Scholar, right? I mean, I could play Infirmary Healer plus Scholar. No increment. But no, we just play the Chunkers. They do have 1 and a blue up. They specifically held 1 and a blue up. Even if they are planning on triple spelling, they should have at least played the Gale Caller. Oh, it has flash. Never mind. They're just flashing it in. Is what's going on. Okay. Yeah, no. Just Terrafractal. And if they have the scatter, it's not even that bad because it means that they're not playing the Gale Caller. These are some quick games. Just some back and forth beatdowns. If they storm off, we're so dead here. Triple spell for Emeritus plus get like 3 Storm Crows. Okay, Unsubtle Mockery. So they get 2 Storm Crows at worst. God dang. I just don't think Gale Caller's like a card you beat without direct removal. Like or a Braid or something. Just kill it, because like, it's just Trump forever now. Quick study, draw a couple cards. Practical Joke on the Surveyor, which means at worst they can Gale Caller for a bunch of Storm Crows and then also have Lightning Bolt. Another Procrastinate. Filthy. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6 is all they're going to hit for? Sure. Just that blue, but we are dead. I mean, I could Infirmary Healer and gain 4. I'm at 8 life. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus a bolt. Yeah, no, there's no way out of this. Gale Caller is wild. That is destructive stuff, and we are 2-1 heading into game 4. All right, here we are on the draw for game number 4. Scale things up with our Scholar to start things off. Scatter. Tremendously rude. You want a double scatter opener? Let's find out. If it isn't specifically double scatter, they can't hit Professor here. If it's any green removal, it's not going to work. Perfect. It is a Visionary's Dance. Uh-oh, they're a red deck, though. But they don't have the red in hand yet. They did draw it off of the Visionary's Dance, but did not hit removal. It's Potioner's Trove. So we get going with the Professor. Draw at least 1 card off of it. Find a Stress Stream. Obviously find the red source then. Hope for 1. It is just a full 5-color Converge deck from our opponent. The menace of the format. There's a Rubbo Rouser. Discard a card, draw a card. Alright, we're kind of chilling. They still haven't killed our Pensive Professor, which is pretty good. So let's just Stress Stream this Rouser. Shut off a little bit of mana, draw a couple cards. Ooh, get the Arthropod before we start playing these X-Mana spells? That seems sick. I do hit for 1 more damage if I Crew Sky Coach, so I guess we do that. Traumatic Critique the Pensive Professor, tapping out to kill it. Just a bunch of lands here. Let's go for the draw. Basically not drawing anything, land. We do have a Tome Blast on Terrafractal. Gain a couple Trove life. Key. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for X. Even if they counter this, this is look at the top 5, put the best in our hand. Variable Solutions. Oh yeah, this blows up there. Potioner's Trove, that's better than Minded to Matter. I mean, Minded to Matter is huge draw, but still. If they don't kill Arthropod, we already have card draw covered. Also, Variable Solutions is fun because Momir. Flash Flyer. It's the stupid Stormcrow thing again. We're gonna get murdered by a murder of crows? That's not good. Yup. Snarl Song. Gain a bajillion life. right. Let's get a random 7-mana creature from the entirety of Magic Gathering's history. Well, from the entirety of Magic Arena's history. None of these are X. Oh, no, there's a procrastinate. Oh, they don't even want to let me see. God dang it. I should have clicked on one of those cards faster, but they were all non-land cards, so I definitely had to think which is actually best, because that is a lot of options. Probably Mana Sculpt, I'm guessing. Just have a counter spell up the turn after this. Yeah, probably Mana Sculpt. Man, we don't even get to see what we got out of the Mome here. Shoot. Well, it's a win nonetheless. We are 3-1 heading into game number 5. All right, here we are for game number 5. Another solid opener. That Scalar Scholar to start us off. Oh, we got the double Scalar Scholar. I'm so happy we've been drawing our buddy so much because he's the new Alchemy stuff we're playing around with. He's also absolutely adorable. It's a Muse Seeker from a blue-white opponent. Excuse me, blue-white is not one of the colleges on Strixhaven. You're at the wrong plane right now. You're on Hexhaven. That's not even out yet. The Reality Fracture is going to have a lot of stuff from Hexhaven, the ally color pairs. Jeskai, blue, red, and white. There's Expressive Fire Dancer. Ooh, the Arthropod too. Not gonna be doing any incrementing, but I think it is best to set up that Arthropod before we start playing all these X-Mana spells. Tackle Artist. Yep. And here we go. Yeah, let's go. Draw 5. Get another Terrafractal for another X-Mana spell. And then more X-Mana spells, so we're just putting a land out for the permanent. But hey, the lands help with the X-Mana spells, so that's fine. Blow up the Arthropod. Ooh. They milled an Antiquities on loose. So they'll have that flashback for 2 3/3s later. We only got one white source right now, though. It's another 4 or 5 color Converge deck. Welcome to my face. Go to 10. Proctor's Gaze is the draw. A random 6 mana creature or just a big old Terrafractal. I could do a random 4 mana creature and have an Essence Scatter up. I don't think I really need Essence Scatter up though, because I could just go Plains and Antiquities on the loose. Yeah, no, I think I'm on Terrafractal. I'm not going to send an Infirmary Healer, because then I could die to, like, 1 removal spell. If they do the 5-mana removal spell, like, 5 mana destroy target creature and kill Terrafractal, then they hit me for 4, or not even 4, 6 off of Fire Dancer and 7 off Artist. Yeah, I'd take 13 damage if they spend 5 mana to blow up Terrafractal, and I don't hold up another blocker. Because then this would get +1/+1 and double strike. Variable solutions off of the random forest. That's my card. Oh my god, and they got a flying lifelinker. Pretty good Momir hit. Bro, if I bounce this back to their hand and then they hit the second white source, that's so bad. Cause they get like its enter effect too. I think we still do it. Because they're down to just like a fire dancer here. Oh yeah, and I could just hold up the essence scatter then. Oh yeah, we absolutely do that. Double strike scares me. Keep a chump blocker. I mean, it's not really going to have double strike unless they cast a 5-mana spell, and that 5-mana spell would probably be a removal spell, so maybe still. Maybe still should hold actually 2 creatures up, if that's what I'm scared of. Okay, they're scooping them up. Scalar Scholars MVP. Just consistently growing and slapping our opponents in the face. That is 4-1 now, heading into game number 6. All right, here we are on the play for game 6 with the best turn 2 play in our deck, turn 2 Scalar Scholar. Oh, and we got his buddy too. If I Noxious Newt and then I top deck an island, I could play both Scholars next turn. We're gambling. It's probably just going to get Tome Blasted or something, but that's fine. Then the Scholar won't. Vibrant Outburst, yeah. Scholars dodged it. Not going to play Hydro Channeler. Just going to play the Scalar Scholars. They could have that blue rare, the 3-mana 2/3 flyer with flash there. Decided to play the Hydro Channeler this time in case of Essence Scatter, but it is Unsubtle Mockery. They cast it on Hydro Channeler instead of Scalar Scholar. I'm pretty happy with that. They don't know the power of the scales. Feels like a still all burn and counter spells kind of hand. There's no way that I should want to resolve a Scalar Scholar more than a Pensive Professor. I'm like, we can use the Pensive Professor as bait for Scalar Scholar. That can't possibly be right. We just play the Scalar Scholar first. They let it get its ETB at the very least. And then they don't even burn it. Let's go. Okay. At this point, I might just Pensive Professor so that they're 3/3s. Do I really want to Mind into Matter for 3? I do need to draw cards here. I am not hitting lands. I'm just going to Professor here. Probably dead. But then we hit for 6. Gives us another turn to maybe hit at least one more land before we blow our Mind into Matter. Potioner's Trove. Play a land. Oh, this is probably off-color removal. Nope, they do have a Tome Blast. Okay. Fine by me, as long as the Scalar Scholars remain. Where are the lands, though? This is... Even if it costs less to cast, it's still going to be under the 4, regardless. Yeah, all I want to draw is a land off of the Mind into Matter 2, so we'll just draw the land off Paradox Surveyor. Put them to 6. Dead to any 2 of these creatures. There's the white source, but they already have Potioner's Trove now. Everybody's 3 toughness, so Tome Blast doesn't do anything. Zephi and the Tempests, which is going to give them a free instant or sorcery. Proctor's Gaze is going to trigger increments, so we'll just do that. Doesn't have to be an X spell. And there's the concession. Okay, really bad hand from our opponent there. Our hand was being really awkward, just not hitting lands, but theirs just didn't have much interaction. I mean, they had Outburst and Mockery and Tome Blast, but kind of it. I don't know. Lots of mana over there versus too little mana over here. But we get there in the end, and that is 5-1. A very positive record of the event no matter what, and we're guaranteed in the money now. All right, here we are. For whatever number this game is now. Got a lot of little mana dorks early. Pretty happy with that. We'll start with the Newt, because we could play 2 creatures the turn after the Newt, but we can't with the Hydro Channeler. A Braid, this is fine. Blue-red from our opponent. Fair enough. We'll drop the Hydro Channeler. Quick study to draw a couple cards. Tablet of Discovery. So I'll give them 2 mana every turn for instants and sorceries, and they lucked into the land off the tablet, which is the only thing they could have played off the mill. I guess a 2 mana red burn spell like another Braid would have been castable. Arthropod, hold up a Quandrix Charm, I guess. Sundering Archaic. Yeah, I'll counter that. Drop Mountain. We got the variable solutions, which will blow up the tablet too. Oh yeah. This should be pretty much game winning. Put 1 into your hand. Mind into Matter. Empty board, I'm going to say Mind into Matter here, but I could see an argument for Proctor's Gaze just for more interaction if they do anything. Alright, well, it's a card. We got a 5/4. It doesn't really need much abilities to be good for all that mana we spent in. Just a beefy creature is fine. Land for turn. We got a lot of options. We can also just beat their face here. Let's just play to the board. Even if they counter this, we draw cards. Yeah, and we've got 5 mana. We can't tap Hydro Channeler for a creature. So yeah, even if they counter this, like we draw a card off playing it in the first place, get another threat. Arthropod has been sweet in this deck. I didn't even read this thing, honestly. It's just a mana rock, right? Oh, they can tap it so they can start doubling their instants and sorceries out of their hand? That's pretty scary. That's pretty scary. So they turn all their removal spells into double removal very slowly, but they can. No spells, big menace, werewolf, let's go. You tap a creature, deal 3 to another. Oh, they're just gonna put it back. Oh, and this is the double one. Nice. Sure. Sure. It is a conjured card, so I will be able to recast it and actually play a creature. Let's dump that out with our mind into matter, shall we? Just put the arsonist back on the board here. Bloop. You can tell there's alchemy nonsense going on here when we have conjured an arsonists and also replayed an arsonists. Double stress stream is sick, speaking of alchemy nonsense. They just keep double removal spelling us, they'll get there, but they're down to 3 now. Drop Pensive Professor, drop Arthropod and Scalar Scholar. Incrementing up Professor. Just making sure I have a bunch of creatures with at least 1 power to try to go wide for a kill here. Around all these bounce and burn spells. Double Vibrant Outburst now. They also have double easel to double their stuff. Oh my god. I don't think I... Okay, they're just gonna scoop. I was trying to figure out if I should Proctor's Gaze my own creature here at this point. I'm happy they scooped. Okay, so what even is happening here? I can't even decipher what these arrows are right now. Okay, it's 3 damage to Channeler, tap Professor, 3 damage to Scholar, tap Arthropod. So these are tapped, those are dead. But then... Okay, I think we allow it, and then we go Scholar, Fractal is the play, right? Like, eventually, in theory, they gotta run out. And if they scooped, they probably were gonna run out. All right. 6-1. We have made it all the way to the final battle with this deck. We'll have to see how things wrap up. Can we get a nice little 7-win run here? Or will we fall just short of a trophy run? We've got 2 attempts here at the final battle. All right, here we are for the final battle. We've got 2 shots at it here, but if we can win this game, we will be out of the event with a trophy run. So let's see how things go. We are on the play. Against a red deck, it should be a little bit difficult for them to kill a 4 toughness card off of only 2 mana at least. Once they get to turn 3, there's a common removal spell that can deal 4. So we'll see. There's Lorehold, and it is a Spirit Mascot to start them off. I could Terrafractal just to immediately draw 1, and we just curve out with X spells. I honestly don't hate just drawing 1 and getting a little 2/1 flyer. Wow, and it's immediately another X mana spell. Normally, Procrastinate's not that good, but you tack on a draw to it, and that's perfectly fine. Same with like casting a Terrafractal for 3 mana. 3 mana for a 2/1 flyer draw card. I'm just casting the best common from Streets of New Capenna, the Angelic Overseer. I really want to find my red source to abrade this Allen Historian. That would be pretty sick. I think I'm fine to Procrastinate for just 1 here and draw 1 and then have a Quandrix Charm up. Boom. Or cast a Hydro Channeler. Yeah, that'll give me the Abrade mana, so we're not going to have Quandrix Charm up then. Give them a turn where our shields are down. Bad turn to have the shields down, but that's why we have Abrade. Thank you, Abrade. Very cool. I don't want to get Arc of Hungered out of this game. Here I go, put my shields down again for mana. Noxious Newt will be the spell for the turn. Poke them down to 16. Excuse me? And try to erase this still. It's gonna be difficult. I could Proctor's Gaze it, have them just recast it next turn, but I don't have particularly great attacks. It's just that getting the mana and slowing it down is pretty good. Terrafractal probably gets the mana too, though, because I haven't played land for turn. I think I take the land over that. Crazily enough. It's gonna have Quandrix Charm up immediately. And we can do more stuff soon. Our win condition might be a fractalized for just a gigantic X. Mill a land, play a land, drain us for 1. Arc of Hunger doing Arc of Hunger things. Spirit Mascot. We're definitely trying to find lethal in the sky, so I don't think we're really worried about the ground creatures, and I couldn't stop it anyway. I can Quandrix Charm that. They've only got 1 mana up. I could also just do the turn into a 5/5 thing. Either way works. Okay, and we know the plan. Hit them in the sky and then fractalize the final points of damage next turn. Cool. Arc of Hunger doing Arc of Hunger things. It hits the land. They play a land. They gain the life back to 10. Play the Historian, so no recast of Tome Blast here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, Burst Lightning Terrafractal. If they don't chump Terrafractal, we kill them this turn. If they do chump it, it's still decent for us. I only need to make it a 7/7 for it to deal 10. Okay, they're going to chump it. Fair. Oh, that's really bad. Because it's going to still be on the board now. Alright, well, we fractalize for the draw spell, and to make it big enough to live here, it needs 5 toughness or better, so it needs to be for at least 2. Oh, X plus 1. So this would be for 3. It'd be a 6/6. Which equal to X plus 1. So if X equals 1, it's a 2/2. Base stats 2/2, it's a 5/5. That's getting +2/+0. Yeah. Oh wait, but the more we spend on X, the deeper we dig. This would still be 4 mana up for anything we draw. Yeah, let's do like that. Let's do X equals 4. Another Terrafractal. And then because it draws us a card, I think we play it immediately, even if it's a little smaller. Green, blue, 1/2. No, it's low enough toughness to die to Tome Blast if I play it right now. Yeah, I'm like 1 mana off from just casting it immediately. Arc of Hunger, MVP. Elite Interceptor now. What is this? Put 2 flashback cards into their grave. Okay, they didn't even have any. It's just mana rock for the flashback. Tome Blast the Noxious Newt to get their spirit mascots in. God dang it, dude. I think we just got double Arc of Hungered. Man. Yeah, we're down to 6 now. I forgot we had another way to blow up an Arc of Hunger, but it's too late now because they just played a second artifact. So they'll just sack the spade instead of the Arc. Gross. Yeah, we're pretty dead. I could do something here to send a message and still die to the spirit mascots because it's just been way too long. Where I can go Proctor's Gaze, and then I Proctor's Gaze before this resolves. But then, like, I'm at 6 life right now. Like, it just doesn't matter unless I get really lucky. On my random creature. -X, rising are permanent cards in our graveyard, which is only 2. Well, we kill the Elite Interceptor. So now they don't tap one of our creatures. It's gonna get +1/+1 and hit for 5. Trade Chump Chump is where we're at. Yikes. Yep, this is super rough. You know what? No. I'll go to 1. What are my best cheap draws? Infirmary Healer at 2 mana. I've got Double Scalar Scholar at 2 mana. I've got a lot of 3 mana creatures too. I should probably hold 3 up. Got no more red cards, right? I do have a Stress Stream, that's a 5 mana draw. Okay. So I do X equals 6. So I can afford basically any creature I draw. And dig far for it. The 0/2. Everything they have is at least 2 power. Can't afford the Stress Stream. Mana Sculpt is just going to involve chumps where I die. Ay, ay, ay. Its Unbreakable Remnant keeps coming back from the grave too, and every time it comes back, it buffs everybody. Super gnarly. I only got one more X-Mana spell in the deck. Could also double block Acolyte and kill it, and just lose the Professor. Instead, it's actually pretty fine. That is not pretty fine. And we still play it so that if we survive another turn, we're less likely to draw land next turn. We do not survive another turn. Rough game. Alright, I'm just going to hope I'm against a slow deck, because we got a lot of really fun cards here. We are against a green ramp deck, which can be slower. Green-white. That's not a school. Green-white-black? Yeah, that makes sense. Witherbloom and Silverquill together. Get hit by the first year. Ooh, draw the Abrade too late to kill the first year before it ramps. Mindful Biomancer. They do not have the mana to buff it yet, so we can kill that just to slow things down a little bit because we have a really good late game with these X spells. So that's the plan. Oh god, it's the buff it perpetually alchemy trick. That thing is gnarly. It's just got a permanent buff on it. Another forest. And we play a Terrafractal ready to trade the Sky Coach off into something on blocks. Although that's got the mana to buff up to 4 toughness each turn, so we'll just have to trade the Terrafractal into it instead of Sky Coach. Sky Coach doesn't even have enough power. Go down to 13. Play Shopkeep. Scalar Scholar's the draw. Very cool card, but it's a little too late. I can't just like Terrafractal for 1. I just realized Terrafractal's not even big enough to kill Biomancer, even if I do tap out for it here. It's a 4 toughness. Yeah, so I just can't block either of these. I don't have 2 creatures for menace, and I don't have enough power to block Biomancer. This is going to be the most embarrassing loss of the day. Kind of just got soloed by Scintillating Encore. The rest of these cards are just very standard commons. Yeah, I mean, that is Magic. We kept a slower hand that had that risk. Really didn't work. Sorry, what was I saying? Just the Momir Dream? Good lord. That was some incredible RNG. spitting out a giant token every time I cast instant resources. So I'm probably just playing Infirmary Healer and gaining life to get another token here. Really stabilizing off this Rutha. And we just flipped to where we're the aggressor now. That's wild. Sneering Shade Rider drained me a bit. Go to 10. Paradox Surveyor. We're like heavily favored however I play it. I'm trying to figure out what the best way to play it is. It's probably running out Surveyor and seeing if we hit a green and then going Scholar and Arthropod. I should play Scholar first though because increment. So Scholar, then Surveyor, then Arthropod. Looking for the forest. Unless we hit like a really good X mana spell, then we'll take that instead. That is a really good X spell, and there is no forest anyway. Okay. I am at 9, and I'm in a really, really solid lead if I don't get blown out by something weird, so I think I'm not attacking there. I mean, the Mind into Matter with the Rutha on the board, too. I don't even need to play the Arthropod first, because it's like one more draw when I can just spend the extra 2 mana on 2 more draws, even if I don't get to select what I'm drawing. Oh, I miscounted. Or did I? Or did I? I held the blue up on purpose for when I top deck the Procrastinate. Royal treatment, well. I cannot believe how incredible that RNG was that we got this Rutha. Just completely flipped this game on its head. Sack my 2/3, we've already cast its X mana spell. Stress Dream, that should be lethal. So we kill their flyer and attack them with 3 flying creatures. $17 damage here. And we could even go wide on the ground, but that certainly works. We are so lucky. And I said earlier, it would have been our most embarrassing loss because our opponent didn't really get to do anything too crazy. They just played a bunch of fine filler commons. Filler common creatures. I was ready to die to filler common creatures, and then we hit a mega mythic bomb off of the RNG, and our opponent just kept drawing fine commons and uncommons. They never drew anything explosive enough to turn things back around, so wow, that was just a massive luck game there, but we take those. And that's part of why we run RNG cards like that Momir thing, because every now and then you get something completely absurdly lucky, and we certainly did that game. We are 7-2. This was a really fun deck. I've never really seen the X mana spell deck pop off in the main set, so adding a little bit of extra power to it with some of the alchemy cards did make it really fun, and it feels like it was worth playing. The Scalar Scholars were sweet with all these X mana top end cards, and of course, the variable solution spitting out the random stuff was really fun. I got to do more Geometer's Arthropod stuff than I've ever done before, and a big part of that was because I had other cards that really cared about those X mana spells too. So this was a really fun deck. I quite enjoyed this draft, and I'm interested to do a little bit more alchemy and see what else we can do with it. But that is going to end today's video. As always, I'd like to thank my patrons and YouTube members for their support, as well as you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it and you're interested in seeing some more, you could always like, comment, and subscribe to tell the YouTube algorithm to send you some more in the recommended feed. If you'd like to support the channel directly, you can check out the Patreon link in the description below. And other than that, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for some more Magic Arena.